Hi, I'm Mr. New Jersey. The Paterson Great Falls are part of the Passaic River, which runs around much of northeast New Jersey before draining into Newark Bay. The falls are one of the best natural sites in the region, which is otherwise known for being urban and paved over. The falls played a critical role in American history, helping turn Paterson into the first planned industrial city in the United States. Let's go back in time to before the city of Paterson existed. During the colonial era, the U.S. was subject to British laws which severely limited the development of industry and manufacturing capabilities in America. The Brits' intent was that the colonies would mostly just grow crops and ship raw materials to Britain, where they would then be turned into manufactured goods. Thus, following the Revolutionary War, the United States was still a very agricultural society with little industry to speak of. This deeply troubled Alexander Hamilton, America's first Secretary of the Treasury. Hamilton believed that the development of industry would be necessary to make the United States economically, as well as politically, independent from Great Britain. Hamilton already knew about the Great Falls on the Passaic River because he had seen them during his days fighting in the Revolutionary War, so he knew what a useful location they would be for industry. The falls had a powerful water flow that could be used to operate machinery, and the area is close to New York City, America's financial hub. Lastly, in a trend that became all too common for states trying to attract businesses, the state legislature offered tax incentives for choosing the site. Thus, Hamilton and a bunch of other investors formed the Society for Establishing Useful Manufactures, abbreviated as SUM. They bought up a bunch of land around the falls, got a charter to form a new city in the area, and named that city Paterson, in honor of William Paterson, the governor of New Jersey at the time. The SUM began to develop raceways, aka man-made water paths shooting off the sides of the river, to harness the power of the falls. The way these would work is that the water flows through the raceways to get to nearby factories. At the factories, the water runs into and rotates a wheel, which is connected to a series of gears, ropes, and pulleys that in turn start to move. The movement of these systems causes connected machines inside the factories to move. In addition to building raceways, the SUM created a water reservoir to trap water which the factories could use even during dry seasons when the river itself was low. With the requisite raceways and reservoir constructed, the SUM began to sell rights to access the raceways to companies that wanted to set up manufacturing plants. The work of Alexander Hamilton and the SUM thus founded Paterson as America's first planned industrial city, and made the city a hub of the American Industrial Revolution. Initially, the raceway system was primarily used to operate cotton mills, but over time, the city began to make a lot of other textiles as well. Eventually, as other forms of power, such as steam and electricity, were developed, the falls themselves became less important for the operation of factories. Nonetheless, Paterson remained an important manufacturing hub. As Paterson's economy developed, it became a major draw for immigrants in search of work. One major wave of immigration to Paterson came from Ireland, and it led to the establishment of Paterson's Little Dublin neighborhood, though immigrants came from many other places too. Soon enough, with lots of factories and immigrants ready to make them run, Paterson's products were available all over the world, and in the late 1800s, it began to become known for one product in particular: silk. In fact, so many silk businesses cropped up in Paterson that it earned the nickname Silk City. Unfortunately, no good thing can last forever, and Paterson's economic prosperity is no exception. In the years following World War II, as the U.S. began its transition from an industrial economy to a service economy, A lot of Paterson's factories closed up, leaving many residents to struggle with unemployment and poverty. In recent years, however, the city has been starting to see some degree of recovery. Although the falls themselves are no longer used as power for factories, they are still enjoyed by Paterson residents and by visitors from around the world. They even appeared on the famous mafia-focused TV show, The Sopranos. Nowadays, the falls are preserved for their historic and natural value. They were designated as Paterson Great Falls National Historic Park in 2011. The park offers paths around the falls and bridges over the falls. You can walk around at your own leisure, or you can take an actual tour of the falls. There are guided tours by park rangers, and there is a self-guided walking tour, which you take by listening to audio using your cell phone. Overall, Paterson Great Falls is a wonderful natural site with deep roots in American history, and I would recommend that you visit it. I would like to end this video by quickly mentioning 2 other sites in Paterson where you can explore the city's industrial heritage further. One of those sites is the Paterson Museum, a partner site of the National Park Service, just a short walk from the falls. The museum features exhibits about various aspects of Paterson history. Visitors can see many of the items produced in Paterson during its heyday. The museum, which is fittingly located in a former machine shop, is free to visit, but requests a small donation. The second site I'd like to mention is Lambert Castle. The mansion overlooks Paterson from its perch on Garrett Mountain. It was built by Cathalina Lambert, who made a fortune through silk in the late 1800s during the Gilded Age. The site is run as a museum by the Passaic County Historical Society, and a small fee is charged for entry. Lambert Castle offers visitors a chance to see the type of lifestyle that those at the top who reaped the financial rewards of Paterson industry were able to afford. Well, that's all for today. I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you did, please like it, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell. Have a nice day, and I'll see you next time.